We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name's Chris.
My name is Scott.
And I'm JB4.
All right, a couple of just freestyle items here before we start this massive news week.
Freestyle it.
Scott, how was Mother?
When I saw that film, I left with.
He said film, so it's serious.
It is serious. Yeah. This isn't a movie. This is a film, in the truest sense of the word. As I'd be a little bit serious. While watching that film, I had at least 9 or 10 "what the fuck am I watching" moments. What is going on? Not what is going on, but sort of what is going on.
Which, to be fair, that's Darren Aronofsky's wheelhouse. That's how he rolls.
When I left, I don't know that I could have told y'all to go watch it. I kind of felt uneasy about it, like, I don't know. And then as I sort of digested it, I was like, yeah, I might have to repeat viewing now that I've got it in my head to kind of go back and watch it again to see. Now, the problem with my review is that I can't give away anything because just the simplest idea of what the movie's about. All right, so the movie is basically about husband and wife live out on this house out in the middle of the forest, the land, big thing of land, and they're kind of trying to make this their new home. And he's a poet, and she's kind of making this her new home, so to speak.
He's a poet?
He's a poet.
And
already pretentious.
And he has writer's block, right?
And he does have writer's block.
So it's Funny Farm. Remember that?
Fucking A, I was just thinking the same thing.
And so
cue the deer.
So then Ed Harris's character is like this stranger who he welcomes into his home, and then after that, it's sort of dealing with this stranger thing, not Stranger Things, but this stranger and his presence and other strangers around, sort of thing. Again, I really can't say anything else except that it is a tad bit pretentious. You could look at it as pretentious. I've seen that review, and there's a few belief ideologies that are in this that you may tag onto or not tag onto, but regardless of whether or not you believe anything that is presented in the film, it is a good film. Like, as far as being an artsy sort of, like, the art of film, he did a good job.
So, did you like it, just personally?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it for the process. Like, when I got, again, there are some intense, really terrible fucking moments in the film, and you're like, God damn. But once you get through it, you go, okay, all right.
When you say good, is it like as good as, like, on your scale of good? Is it Daredevil bathtub scene good, or is it Batman versus Superman good?
This is it's neither of those. I don't think it ranks into these. I'm gonna go watch a movie and kind of just turn my mind off and sit and do that. This
turn
is
your mind on.
Yeah, it's not like take the character of me and how I always shit on films and remove that for a second. But
that's the real you.
A statectomy.
I'll say this about it though. I said this on Facebook. It's worth $5, but for $10, I don't know that I would recommend it to everybody for $10.
Wow. Okay, so in other words, you sold me. On Tuesday, I'm going to see American Assassin. So I'll catch Mother at some other point.
I'll tell you what though, if you want to weed out your Tuesday night film crew, go take them to see Mother, because it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Now let me.
You'll put them to the test.
2 quick questions. I know we have a lot of news to cover, so I'll make them quick. Number 1, have you seen Requiem for a Dream?
A while back, but
okay. The way you're describing it sounds very Requiem for a Dream. The other question I have is, I haven't read this, but based on what I have,
there you go.
Okay, based on what I have, I'm being directed, by the way. What I've read from just the story breakdown. It sounds almost like a parable for social media. Like, you have your idea of what home is, and then all of a sudden people that you've included in that start to get corrupted by outside influences, and it doesn't feel like your home anymore. And
I like that. I don't think it's it, but I think this movie is open to some interpretation. What you think it should be about, but there's there's a pretty straight up what the movie's about.
Okay.
But that's a good thing too.
Okay.
I like that.
All right. I haven't seen
but
it.
anyway, acting top notch. You know.
Yeah,
it was
well,
good.
I mean, dude, it's J Law and Javier Bardem, man. You can't.
keeps you on
and-
the
and
edge.
Ed Harris, you can't beat that.
A lot of scenes are just walking around, quietness. Yeah. It wasn't slow at any time.
I'd like to see it, but
Like I said, I'm not saying this is.
but I really want to see Michael Keaton
Yeah.
fuck some people up. I really
This
do.
isn't this isn't a wait for a rental thing. I'm just saying if you have the opportunity to see it for $5, I recommend it as a person that loves the art of cinema.
Did you see it alone, or
end.
did you see it with?
Saw it alone.
Okay.
So if you're telling me only go see it for $5 and not 10, I mean, then yeah, I'm definitely gonna wait on it and try to catch matinee.
Yeah, I saw it at matinee. That's what I guess that's where I'm going.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll roll on with some news here. Legendary Hollywood director and producer and nutsack James Cameron has announced that he's going to do a television version of his movie True Lies, which starred Tom Arnold and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis. I never want to hear this dude again shit on anybody about rebooted franchises. Shut the fuck up. Make your pretentious Blue Cat movie and shut the fuck up.
It's the Cameron verse.
Can I just say this though
Jesus.
while I do agree with what you just said, I would watch a True Lies TV show if
Big
there
Tom
wasn't
Arnold
so
fan,
much. I just don't. I think it makes sense to me. Like, oh, I get it. That could be a TV show that could, 30 or 40 minutes, and it's funny. And they
Bumbling
do-
wife.
Yeah, I
Love
can
him,
see that.
hate him, whatever you think, dude. Tom Arnold fucking rocked in that movie. He was
Yeah.
hilarious.
I
was.
like that movie. I
He
don't
was
have a problem
really
with that
good.
movie.
In fact, I thought he was the best thing about the movie.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
other than that, it was a generic,
Well, that's
the last shred of great action movies, from that time period.
Correct.
Now we're getting shit like John Wick and all that stuff, which is true to form. But
I think that was a point in pop culture where Tom Arnold was no longer Roseanne's.
yeah, he
like,
was trying to
hustle,
launch on his own, and he did that. He did that rom com with Julianne Moore and Hugh Grant.
9 months.
9 months, and he was funny as fuck in that.
He was. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, it's when he started to branch. It's
Yeah.
he's out there trying to talk to Hugh Grant's character, and his wife's in the background, and Hugh Grant's basically shat all over the situation, and Tom Arnold's not allowed to talk to him, but they're still friends. So he sees him out there, and he's like, "Man, you can't be here." You hear the wife in the background, "Honey, who are you talking to?" "My mother." "Your mom's been dead for 9 months." "Yeah, I know. It's real weird." Fucking great line. All right, so continuing on with the news, yeah. But as far as James Cameron's concerned, dude, look, I have no interest in seeing Avatar, and as time goes on with this guy, he's just pissing me off now. So, and I definitely don't want to see the Terminator. I have zero desire to see that.
I'll always give James Cameron a chance. It's just like, you gave me Aliens, you gave me the Terminators 1 and 2. I mean, Avatar as a 3D technical achievement blew my socks off. So,
Yep.
I'll and Titanic, the guy literally ran the bill up higher than anyone ever had. Everyone was like, it's going to fail. Everyone knows the ending, and it became the top grossing film of all time at that time. So, I'm never going to say never with James Cameron, but I'm not getting a good vibe either.
Oh, also the new Terminator movie that's coming out, which is, I guess, going to be part 1 of a new trilogy.
A reboot.
Joy. Tim Miller, who directed Deadpool, has officially been named as the director. So
We'll see.
that was kind of no, it wasn't a we'll see. He signed on
we'll
a
see
dotted
if it'll be
line.
good. Is what my point
You'll
is.
see.
I'll see.
Yeah, you'll let me know. So
Right.
you'll let me know.
Okay.
All right. It's reported that now that Disney wants to get in the streaming game, they're going to need 32 million subscribers just to break even. I don't think that's even a challenge for them.
They'll get it.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean what they have in their library, and there's a good chance they could really kick Netflix ass, because here's the big advantage. Here's the big advantage for them. I'm not talking about with subscribers. They'll get a lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
But I think financially they can kick Netflix ass for the simple reason of all of this content that you're creating is first of all being paid for by other departments. Then it's being monetized through a first stream that makes shitloads of money.
Yeah.
And now you're sticking it on the next vehicle of the company that makes more money. So
Yeah.
I think that they got a chance to be, if anything, extremely profitable, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's their strategy is to drive down the price of Netflix so they can buy them cheap.
I don't.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as far as Netflix goes, and I know this is kind of off subject, on subject, I have T-Mobile, and I now have Netflix for free.
Cool.
With my plan. So I don't know how that fits into what we were saying as far as what their strategy is, but I mean,
I know exactly what that strategy is. Stock market, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, we got all these new subscribers. We got them. So if you weren't a Netflix person and you got it now, that looks good. It's an attractive option for the stock market.
I know I'm really going off, but AT&T is also giving away free HBO in their plan. So I don't know if this is get people on board to more
beef up against the Disney onslaught.
Maybe against maybe they're prepping for that.
And there's Verizon sitting back there saying we don't need any fucking gimmicks because we sell the most service. So
let me tell you right now, cord cutting, I've read, has actually continued to escalate in a bell curve fashion.
Oh yeah,
this is going to be the beginning of the end.
Oh no doubt. Well,
Disney.
We said that a couple of weeks ago. Is that they're saying that the amount of people that are cutting the cord, it's actually more than what the analyst had expected it to be.
Yeah.
The only let's say this too. Let's clarify the cutting of the cord thing. While I think now, especially now, cutting of the cord just means you don't have a physical cable inside your house, because a lot of like Cox and Dish and DirecTV all offer now their own internet service. So while you may go, all right, I'm not spending $70 for a wired DirecTV, you might just get the app for $50 or $35, and you might have these other things. They're still getting your money regardless of whether.
Oh yeah,
or not.
yeah. I mean, they're going to get. Yeah.
And I know they
Cox
get it on
will.
the internet too, but the cutting of everybody's not just going to Netflix.
But internet now is almost considered like a utility.
It should be.
When I buy a house, no, I mean it is. When I buy a house, I mean this is what I'm considering, what I need. This is how much it's going to cost me to light the house, to warm it, to cool it, to put water into it, and how I'm going to get fucking internet. Yeah. I mean, it's like it's the third estate now of fucking energy companies now. You know, I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
And the thing is, what's interesting is right now, my ability to watch Spike or whatever is predicated on me having a cable subscription. So I can get their apps, but I have to enter my Cox number.
Right.
That was, I'm sorry. I was about to go on a side quest based on a conversation we had not on the air, so I'm not going to go there. But the short version is the pricing model is that Spike TV and everyone gets some runway because Cox pays them based on the fees they're collecting from everybody who watches HBO and everything else religiously, so that they have a chance to foster and grow. Now, I think that model is about to croak.
It's not. It's this.
Yeah, it's going to croak.
It's not only Cox, but it's Cox. It's Dish. It's
Direct.
Yeah,
it's all of them.
But what I'm saying, like you say, you got to enter in your credentials. It's also like PS View, like the PlayStation View. It's also Hulu. Everybody who offers a TV service that you can buy bundles, that now counts as enter your login information to be able to watch Spike. It's not like you just have internet service and you can't watch Spike. If you subscribe to some sort of TV service, regardless of what it is, that now works.
Right. Oh, you mean like
it's not just the big boy.
Yeah, I know. I know
well,
what you're talking about.
I think ones like Cox and Charter and Time Warner, you're going to see those companies hurt more, because the thing with it is Hulu is so. I mean, it's known. Same thing with Sling TV. They've marketed themselves very well.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they're already ahead of the curve. See, AT&T's trying to jump on with it right now. When I was, I have AT&T internet at my house, which works flawlessly. I don't have any problems with it at all. But when my installer came over there to put it all in my house and all that shit, he told me straight up. He said, He said, "Hey, dude, we're going to be doing the same thing as Sling eventually. There's not going to be any more boxes or any of that stuff. I mean, it's pretty much going to be Hulu and all of that stuff. But what's going to make it kind of powerful for us is you don't have to really wait on anything. You can just kind of beam it right in immediately. But that's no different than what Sling and them are doing.
I mean, they have it now. It's DirecTV.
Yeah. So
interestingly,
AT&T DirecTV is the same.
But right,
service.
they say it's going to go app based, and they said
it is app based.
They said in the future you won't have rentals of any boxes.
Well,
the way it's going to work now is that when you subscribe to them as a new subscriber, this is what you tell them: I either want an Amazon Fire Stick or I want an Apple TV. And
oh wow!
They sign that on to you, and they're going to have the AT&T app preloaded. That's how they're going to do it in the future.
Bullshit, man! I have both.
Yeah, well,
it's just interesting to me that they wouldn't hawk their own box and go through a third party.
They're not going to hawk their own box because the problem with it is people don't want to pay fucking box rental fees.
Yeah,
and
I don't mean rental, but like, why not?
I think it's fucking brilliant, dude. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah,
fucking right, dude. Everybody wants to buy Fire Sticks, and everybody wants to buy the Apple TV.
Well,
I mean, smart.
One other variable that we have not discussed. I know that Netflix has been for years now hiring code ninjas to better compress their algorithms so that you can get 4K and maybe 8K in the future.
Right.
So that's something that Disney has a lot of catch up to play, and I don't think Netflix is going to ever pay less than Disney because they're still kind of king of the hill in terms of online
for right now. Yeah, definitely.
So they can't. They know they can't lose that. So.
See, the question is Netflix eventually going to go like Hulu and offer the live TV option? And if they do that, then that gives them a lot more fucking power if they decide to do that.
Maybe.
I think when I think Netflix nowadays, I don't think of I can watch the Avengers, I can watch Disney show. I think I'm gonna watch Stranger Things. Or I'm gonna watch Ozark.
No doubt.
I think of their original material more than I think streaming for them. I don't even think they need it because I mean not live streaming. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the loss of Star Wars and Marvel will definitely hurt them.
I mean, it will.
Yeah.
But hopefully it just makes them try a little harder with their original content.
Either that or going to lasso up something else,
True.
That's available to them.
Yeah, that's why they must have grabbed the comic outfit that did Kingsman and right? Didn't they buy them out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
they bought that, and they're doing another comic book show. The cat that sings for that band, My Chemical Romance, he did a pretty successful indie comic book that's called Umbrella Academy, and that's actually going to become an original on Netflix. It was announced. So hey, look, but that's the thing, though. You say, but dude, I mean, Netflix, it's quality, man. I mean, if they take that property and make a quality show, you never know. That might be the next big thing. Might almost be like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the respect that shit exploded out on the scene, and all those little kids were like, it was a comic book first?
Right.
You know?
Good point.
So, never know. All right. With the success of Preacher, Seth Rogen is looking to bring his new comic book adaptation into live action, which will be based on DC Wildstorm's The Boys. The Boys are a group of CIA agents that are tasked to spy on superheroes who have celebrity status.
Did you read that comic?
No, I didn't read it, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really good. Fits in with that good Wildstorm grit kind of deal, and it's based on original superheroes. And think of it like The Watchmen.
I was about to say,
but it's told from the government perspective.
The Watchmen meets Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, in a way, but not dumb.
Yeah, no, I know.
Right, so I mean that's kind of how that deal works. But yeah, it was a pretty successful book. It had a good run. I mean, I've never seen Preacher, but from what I hear of it, it's well done based on the source material. So
yeah, it's not the show that. I'll put it to you this way: it is not to television what the Preacher comics were to comics.
Right.
Almost totally different narrative, same characters, but a lot of bottle episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you found that the second season didn't perform as well as the first? Because I know you really liked the first season a lot.
Yeah, and then the first episode of season 2 kicked major ass.
That's the problem.
And then it's like the whole cast got hooked on heroin and they're trapped in a New Orleans apartment for a really weird reason. That I don't know. It's like,
but not trapped in the sense of like you're trapped. Just
yeah,
for whatever reason.
like
they
I said,
don't
like heroin
leave.
addicts.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna junk out here and have an existential crisis that I don't understand. And then the thing that's keeping them in that apartment, the MacGuffin, they just literally discard it like, okay. You know?
So in other words, it's kind of a fall from grace, in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, read the comic.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
It's fucking awesome.
all right. While it was believed that either Ron Howard or Ryan Johnson would direct episode 9 after firing of Colin Trevorrow, it's been announced that J.J. Abrams will direct the final chapter of the trilogy. Abrams will co-write with Chris Terrio and co-produce with Kathleen Kennedy in conjunction with Bad Robot. Chris Terrio wrote Argo, won an Academy Award for it. Also wrote Batman vs. Superman.
The good parts.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame Terrio for that's a Zack Snyder fuck up. I mean, dude, Argo.
Totally.
He wrote Argo. That's all I needed to hear. And
Yeah.
I mean,
We said that it was going to be J.J. Abrams. I mean, that was.
And-
I don't
and-
ever remember thinking it was going to be Ron Howard at all.
it was
Yeah.
one of my picks. I said it last week. I said it'll likely either be Ryan Johnson or J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
And Ryan Johnson, they interviewed him and they said, even the reporter said, we kind of expected you to jump on it. And he's like, man, look, I'm trying to wrap up episode 8 and I still got to promote it. He said, I'm still 4 months away. He's like, they want to put this thing into pre-production now.
Well,
And-
they have announced that they're going to release it in December.
Yeah, it's going to get pushed back to December instead of May, which is fantastic. I wish they'd just keep it in December, man.
They might at this point. I mean, every single film they've tried to move up has had problems.
Right.
Maybe that's the
Maybe that's-
takeaway here.
It's the curse.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just going to go off here on a little tangent of this whole thing because I've been reading a lot of stuff on the internet, and I'll just start out the statement of it's hilarious to me that fanboys actually think that they have some entitled ownership over Star Wars. It's just hilarious to me. I have never seen a fan base that screeches that they love something so much yet shit all over it.
Love hate.
It's unreal, man. I mean,
Thin line.
these
I mean, we do it too.
Yeah.
but
You
I mean,
know,
nah,
you-
but I mean, yeah, I mean, we do, but I mean, I fucking love Star Wars. I love what they're doing. I love their direction. I loved Force Awakens. I loved Rogue One.
Then let's talk about the prequels.
I liked a lot of the stuff. Well, I mean, but that's so bringing up that okay.
yeah.
So the prequels, whether you love those movies or you hate those movies, you cannot deny the fact that they were not well received. When
Yeah.
Lucasfilm came in and they made Episode 7, they had to play it safe. They
course.
had to. I don't think that this next movie is going to be a duplication of The Empire Strikes Back.
What if it is though?
I don't think it's going to be.
What if it is?
Well, if it is, guess what? I'll probably love it as much as I love The Force
All right.
Awakens.
There you go.
As long as it's a good movie.
I do remember
and-
you
and-
saying
and-
though, when we did see Episode 7 and we did like a wrap on it, that if Episode 8 were Empire again, if they were rehashing Empire, that you would kind of have mixed feelings.
Yeah,
on
I
the
mean, I'd
future.
have mixed feelings, but I mean, look, I'm not happy that they announced an Obi-Wan movie. I'm not excited about that at all. But I
Is
love.
that official?
No, it's not
Yeah,
official.
okay.
But let's say it becomes official. I'm not excited. I'm not excited about a Han Solo movie until I'm seeing what I see now.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. It might change. I think this is really what it comes down to that people don't understand. Colin Trevorrow might have had his issues and he might have been an egomaniac or whatever bullshit you want to believe. That's who says, he says, she says, whatever.
Right.
But here's really what they have to focus on. They have to tell a story that Carrie Fisher is not included in.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, dude, she is. I mean, if you break down Star Wars to the important characters, it's Luke, Han, and Leia. Now
Yeah.
you have a third part of that equation that is gone.
Oh.
So you have to go in there and you need somebody who can handle up on that shit. I think J.J. Abrams is the best choice. He resurrected the franchise. He knows what he's doing. Between him, Kennedy, and Terrio, they're going to make something work that's going to be well received.
It'll be good. It'll
And
be
I think
fine.
will honor Carrie Fisher in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to do. That's if Episode 8 doesn't do that already. We'll have to see.
Right.
But we'll know in a few short months. I mean,
Right
we're pretty much at the 100-day mark for the movie to come out. You know?
Yeah. It's still not a lot of trailer activity on it, which I don't mind.
I don't either.
If you look at the trailer
Team Scott.
releases, the trailer release for Force Awakens was released on October 13th. The full trailer for Rogue One was released on October 16th. So I'm thinking probably in a few short weeks, about a month from now, we'll be seeing a full trailer for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the Han Solo trailer, you're gonna see the Han Solo teaser play before The Last Jedi.
Makes sense.
Well, that's what I think is going to happen.
One of the things I want to say,
very quick with the trailer thing. I'm sorry. The trailer thing, real quick.
Oh wait, hold on a sec. Oh,
also, remember that the trailer, the way those October releases have gone, they have always coincided with the release of Rebels, and Rebel Season 4 starts in October.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Go ahead, John.
No worries. I was just saying, in defense of the fanboys, at least the trades have credited the fanboy outcry with Colin Trevorrow as part of what gave Kathleen Kennedy the leverage to drop kick his ass. So we can say that bitching about it is just, typical millennial entitlement or whatever. But at the end of the day,
do you really believe that Kennedy?
I think
the fans about a director that she chose.
Yes, I think it hastened her decision. I do.
I think so. Also, I don't think it was total. I think what really sealed his fate. I believe that he probably had an attitude problem. Probably had a big chip. Because Jurassic World was a huge movie.
It was the largest grosser until the next Star Wars film came to him.
I think the thing that at least put the thoughts in her head was Book of Henry, and I definitely think that the fanboy outcry, in conjunction with the Book of Henry, sped up that process of getting rid of him.
Yes.
What it comes down to is, look, you can talk about all the fucking director controversy that you want. Rogue One, regardless, Scott didn't like it, but look, Rogue One was a well-received, very profitable movie.
Right.
Force Awakens was a well-received, for the most part, incredibly profitable movie.
Yeah.
If I don't give a fuck about director controversy. They keep churning out shit like that.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they want. I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Fuck Colin Trevorrow and the Lego Guys' feelings. They're going to go run around and do something else and make more money.
There's this story that during the making of Citizen Kane, Orson Welles hired someone specifically to fire them, just because he's like, I'm a startup. I'm a startup director. I've seen how young directors are treated. These guys need to know that I'm not fucking around. So I'm hiring you to fire you. So maybe that's going to be the thing now. It's like Star Wars is going to hire a director. We're going to we're going to fire you because that's much cheaper PR than releasing trailers and paying.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's been real quiet on the front. I mean, as far as like shit that's going to move forward in the future with this franchise.
Yeah.
And I think that it's going to be really interesting to see what direction they go in after Episode 9. Because that's the last thing officially released.
I get it, and that's what we do. We speculate and we look at the news, but fuck, we haven't even gotten Episode 8 yet. Let's get Episode 8 before we start speculating what's going to happen. Like, they, as a company, those guys need to put out Episode 8, Episode 9, whatever bullshit side movies they want to do before they go,
Scott,
all right,
this is our job.
No, I understand it's our job. I'm talking about those guys need to really. They shouldn't be worrying about what Episode 10 is.
Oh no,
be
they
in
have to worry because
30.
the thing with it is that they're a multi-billion-dollar company. You got to be thinking 12 steps ahead when you're involved in that program.
Maybe that's why they're going through directors, because they're tripping over their steps. That they should be.
Guess what? Hey man, you got to break some eggs and make an omelet, man.
Yeah.
I mean that's how it goes.
Yep.
Especially when you're talking about a $4 billion purchase with a franchise that's going to make a fuckload of money.
It did better for $4 billion.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, it brings up the point, and it's going to come up later in the news, and I'll circle back to that point. But look, really, just a quick few more Star Wars items here.
Okay.
Actress Billie Lourd, who's the daughter of Carrie Fisher, she revealed that she auditioned for the role of Rey in the new Star Wars movies. She was contacted by JJ personally, but before he discovered Daisy Ridley. It's led to some speculation that if she would have got that part, is Rey actually the daughter of Princess Leia in the storyline?
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
I mean, it's funny. I've had a discuss. Some people are reaching out to me saying, "So who do you think Rey's parents are?" And there's a lot of really interesting theories based on aesthetic decisions that were made in the filmmaking. But at the end of the day, if you start to backtrack it, assuming that their aging is analogous to Earth people aging, the most sense is it's Luke or Leia's kid.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's either going to be Luke or Leia. I'm pretty much sticking with that.
Yeah.
I mean, all this Obi-Wan's granddaughter nonsense is. I mean, if you go with that, I mean, you essentially undermine what you've established in what is now canon.
Well, or you're just creating easy outs. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's a manufactured mystery. Like and what Star Wars has been really good at is saying the seeds were there the whole time, and it makes you look at all the old stuff in a new light. If they create some sort of like romantic side quest for Obi-Wan that resulted in Rey, it's just going to be like, oh, that's convenient.
They already created a romantic side quest for Obi-Wan in Clone Wars, which is canon. And when all of that shit went down, he said, I'm a Jedi. I can't go in that direction. I can't do that.
Right.
So, and it was nice because it played the counterpoint to Anakin.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's another reason why I'm out on the Obi-Wan movie, is because there's so many ways to fuck up what you've already established.
He ain't gonna get no action.
Right.
Right.
No ass in that.
The
movie.
latest Star Wars novel, A Certain Point of View, from A Certain Point of View, which we talked about a little bit on text yesterday. Mm-hmm. This is this is a book that takes place. It's an anthology series that takes place at different points throughout the entire franchise. They're going to do and it's told from that character's point of view. So they're going to do like one for Boba Fett. They're going to do one for Ahsoka Tano from Clone Wars. They're going to do one for Yoda. They're going to have a bunch of different stories that are told from the point of view of these characters. And it's going to shed lights on things that are these kind of like little snippets of what these characters were thinking during points of the trilogy. The stuff that I read looks pretty awesome. But they've put out 2 spoilers. A spoiler, just an overview of the Obi-Wan story, which it gives you his perspective and his thoughts as he's killed by Darth Vader and transitions into a spirit.
Trippy.
Which is really fucking cool. I mean, that allows you to open some doors to things that are a pretty big deal in that franchise.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of lets you see those kind of things. The Yoda story, they put out a full preview. And I only saw the breakdown of the preview. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but it is awesome. I'm not going to spoil it here on the show, but I'm definitely going to pick that up.
Are these canon?
Everything now released by Disney for Star Wars is canon. Mm-hmm. Everything.
I call it the Black Mirror of Star Wars. I mean, a transition from, the corporeal form to a ghost that's heady shit. That's really pretty. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I really don't have a lot of time nor really the finances to get tied up in all the stuff that's released. But when something like this comes out that I hear about, I'll throw down my ducats to check this out. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. They've released these kind of books in the past.
You should.
One of them in particular was they had 2 of them that come to my mind immediately. One was called Tales of the Bounty Hunter. And this is no longer canon. This is part of their old series. But it took each bounty hunter from The Empire Strikes Back, and it told their perspective of chasing Han Solo after they were hired by Darth Vader.
That should be a movie.
And I agreed. And there's another one that's called the Tales.
Rashahan.
The other one is the Tales from Jabba's Palace, which is all of the denizens and aliens and all that shit that are in Jabba's Palace and how they perceive what's going on when right before Jabba falls, when Luke comes in to save Han Solo.
That Rashahan joke was for Chad Lott. He's probably the only one that's going to get that.
There you go.
You should get yourself a library card and check out these books instead of I'm not saying instead of paying you hard cash for it, but
it's a time issue, man. And look,
time is money.
I have a
No.
I have a trip coming up here soon to Houston where I got to drive. I'm gonna have about 10 hours of drive time, and I'm actually looking into some audio books that I'm going to snatch that I can listen to on the way.
check out the library. They have audiobooks for free.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, that's my point. Go to
I didn't know they
do it
did
online.
audiobooks.
Yeah, they do audiobooks. They do regular books, so you could listen to it possibly for free as long as you have a library card.
Fucking cool. All right,
More
go
you know.
check that out. All right, Profiles in History and Auction House will be auctioning off the scripts from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, which were doctored by Carrie Fisher in her handwriting. Star Wars and Jedi are expected to fetch in between 20 and 30,000, while Empire is expected to fetch between 30 and 50,000.
Isn't that interesting? It's the lowest grossing of the three, and yet the most valued script.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, you know. But I mean, I think that's definitely a cool piece of history to have. They released after she had passed away. They released her pages of the scene that she wrote for Empire when she when they were attached to the back of the ship and released themselves with the garbage scene.
Neat.
And all of her dialogue was written there, and all of the stuff that she has penned in there is exactly as you see it in the movie. So,
Which is an incredible show of trust on Lucas, who is a Nazi about that.
She did a lot of doctoring for the prequels, but they just couldn't save the dialogue. I mean,
come on.
Lucas can't write screenplays.
No.
I mean, it's okay with the story. It would be really interesting if you could step back how those movies would have been received if Lawrence Kasdan had written the screenplay like he had for Empire and Jedi.
Right.
So, and maybe Lawrence would have had enough influence to tell him, George, you've lost your fucking mind. So,
I don't know about that, but
you are listening to Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar.
Television.
Movies.
Pop culture.
Keep up with the latest news from Luke Skywalker all the way to Batman.
From Netflix to the CW.
And all the news in between.
Please subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Or stream our episodes from PPVGuys.com.
You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at PPVGuys.
Check out our friends Not Real Radio at NotRealRadio.com for our segment Not Real Movie News.
Should you listen to more? Yes. Will you agree? Maybe.
Jury's out.
Indeed.
Thank you for listening.
And action. All right, outside of Star Wars, we have Drew Goddard. He will write and direct X-Force, the movie, which is going to feature Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Josh Brolin as Cable, and Zazie Betts as Domino, along with a group of other characters that have been featured in the comic. So it looks like now we're going to have our R-rated Avengers movie now.
I guess.
You don't sound excited. I mean, dude, you like gushed over Deadpool.
Yeah, no.
I would expect you to be gushing over this one too.
Well, I mean, you'll be shocked to find I'm Team Chris on it, that you can't have Deadpool as a cameo without, unless the X-Force is going to be in the same vein.
X-Force is going to be in the same vein. It's going to be an R-rated superhero movie.
Well,
it's going to be,
but it's not just an R-rated super movie. It's an R-rated superhero movie with a Looney Tunes feel to it. Unless it's just going to be something like John Wick that Deadpool just fucking shows up in, which would completely hijack the tone. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, dude, Cable and
Wolverine was an
Domino,
R-rated movie.
Cable and Domino are going to be in Deadpool 2.
Right.
I mean,
I don't see. This is sort of.
This is going to be Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Directed by Drew Goddard.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you say you're introducing X-Force, but unless X-Force are a bunch of similarly Looney Tunes characters, you may have a tone problem.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing, though. If you think about it, look back at Deadpool. I mean, Francis, the villain, is in no way, shape, or form a Looney Tunes character.
Right, and everybody's talking about Francis. I mean, he's the butt of a joke. He's Deadpool's comic foil, so he fucks with him about that. But no one's asking for a movie about that guy. But
what I'm saying is, I'm making the point of is that you have characters that are inhabiting Deadpool's world that they're taking dead serious. Deadpool's an audience member that just happens to interact with this thing, and I think X-Force is going to be the same thing. It's going to be a movie with a serious R-rated tone, But
Right.
Deadpool's going to do his thing. He's going to be the bridge between the audience and the movie.
But
Deadpool's going to Deadpool.
Yeah. I guess I just don't know that you can only have him for 20% of the movie and have people walk out going, "That was awesome," because it may be like, I'm
This
getting
is
mixed
Deadpool
signals.
3.
Okay,
They're just
yeah.
calling it X-Force
There you
just
go.
to
Yeah, I mean,
light some
and
people up.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, look, if anything, the reason why I'm interested in seeing, I love the shit out of Drew Goddard.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, dude, Cabin in the Woods, Daredevil
Yeah.
season 1. I mean,
Like if
Fuck,
there's
dude.
one guy that can pull off those disparate tones, it's Drew Goddard.
He's
for
the
the
guy.
reason you just said.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I'm really excited to see it.
Fair enough.
Liam Neeson has announced that he has officially retired from making action movies. He claims that money is still thrown at him all the time, but to do those type of movies, but his response is, "Guys, I'm 65. The audience at some point is going to say, "Come on." So
He's literally too old for this shit.
Yeah.
That's what he should have said. But
So he has to show up in an action comedy. Now.
he's got one last action movie he's doing where he's a snowplow driver in Alaska, and he's dealing with like Eskimo mob or something. It's a fucking zany concept.
Eskimo mob.
Yeah, it's like he's dealing with like a mob that's like that's involved with the Eskimos
is it
or
called
some shit.
The Plower?
It might be. It's something like it's got that in the title, but it's
God.
yeah. Look it up on IMDb, and I mean, yeah, that's like I think that's going to be his kind of like his last hoorah. But dude, Taken, I haven't seen the sequels, but I love the first one. The first one was
The first
awesome.
one was fine. I didn't see
They're
the
all
sequels either.
They're all solid, mindless entertainment.
Yeah.
The first one's the best, obviously, but he convincingly kicks ass.
Yep, really enjoyed that one. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. With Liam,
Yeah.
if I see something about him being a snowplow guy, I thought I'd go check out his send off.
Oh yeah.
Just to say, okay,
I mean, did
Liam.
you see what was the movie? The Gray. Damn, he was a fucking badass. in
Yeah, I
that.
heard that movie's awesome too. I haven't seen that.
You should watch it.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that you're just like I'm in the mood for something like testosterone, adrenaline, but I don't have a whole lot of time. I only have like 90 minutes. I need something that maybe I
And
can also.
To
it's
be
good.
honest with you, I'm more prone to watch a movie like that than
Yeah.
anything else because I know I can flip that on. I'm like, well, I'm going to fold some laundry and
All right.
watch a guy whip some fucking ass.
it's headier than you think, but it's not so heady that you get bored with it. You're just sort of like after you watch it, you're like, whoa, there's a lot more going on in that movie than just ass kicking. But all I got the first time around was ass kicking. It's great.
Cool, man.
Hard Powder.
Hard powder. That's it. Hard powder.
Which one is the Iceman?
Can you
We
look
all
up,
are.
read the synopsis of the movie?
A snowplow driver seeks revenge against the drug dealers he thinks killed his son, based on the 2014 Norwegian film In Order of Disappearance. So this is actually based on another film.
You know what's funny is
Cool.
he thinks they killed him. What if he like
What
wipes
if he's
all but the
wrong?
last one out? Yeah, and then they're like, wait, that's the wrong mob.
Yeah, I mean, dude, what if it's the wrong mob? He kills half of the mob, and then they realize, well, okay, dude, look, bygones be bygones, and just fucking eat some peanut M&Ms and smoke some fucking weed, dude.
Very sorry about that.
There it is. All right, so Stan Lee updates us on Marvel Studios' quest to gain back the rights to their characters. I wish I could do Stan Lee's voice. Sooner or later, they're going to get the rights back to all our characters. They're working on it, and they're still making X-Men movies and stuff. Don't worry about it. You'll get more Marvel superheroes than you have time to look at for the next few years. They're saying that the current buyout for the X-Men franchise is $6 billion.
Jesus Christ.
No way that
Yeah.
fucking Marvel is paying that.
No way.
They bought Star Wars for $4
Yeah.
and they made fucking half of it back in one movie. They're not going to make half of it back in one movie with and
X-Men. no
right.
way.
And on top of
No,
that too is this.
unless they, I'm just gonna say it, unless they got Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine and he was in some semblance of an Avengers movie. you
Yeah, but
might
that
have it.
movie's not making $2 billion
Oh,
now.
no, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That might be how you make some of that money back.
Well, and the other side of it too is that you go and you pay $6 billion for the X-Men franchise, and then you have to now justify that $6 billion in a schedule where you're now releasing 2 to 3 movies a year.
Yeah, right.
So your schedule is built around trying to introduce other characters and juggle other storylines.
Where did that number come from, especially when you consider that it's just the movies?
Yeah.
I think it also has to do with probably some merchandising and some television rights and things like that also. I think that's the whole
There's a
thing.
lot of X-Men TV shows coming out.
Yeah.
More than
I know.
I care to watch. But
I'd get an audit on that appraisal if I were really that determined to buy it back.
I'm
You know
not
what I mean?
determined. I'm just here to report the news
Yeah.
and tell them that they're fucking crazy if they buy $6 billion for
Yeah.
this thing.
You're right.
I mean, dude, I'm just a simple paint salesman from fucking Metairie, but even I know. Even if this motherfucker that we're sitting in right now was a mega billion-dollar corporation, I'd be telling my people, don't pay $6 billion for the X-Men.
No.
It's a big mistake.
No.
this is my favorite news you're about to read.
In other Stan Lee news, Leonardo DiCaprio has expressed interest in starring as Stan Lee in a story about his life.
Remember that rumor about him being the Joker? Forget it.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't want to see this movie. I want to see somebody go rogue and make a fucking movie about Jack Kirby. That's what I really want to see. And Stan Lee, I mean, okay, look, you know.
Well, he'd be the antagonist, right?
Right.
The guy who gets all the credit.
It's like the Steve Jobs movie, or
Yeah.
one of the Steve Jobs movies.
Well, the Steve Jobs movie that starred Michael Fassbender was fantastic.
Oh no,
It
I
was
was just
really
saying,
good.
like, you have Jobs and then you have
Yeah.
Wozniak.
Yeah, I'd like to see a Kirby. I'd like to see a movie based on Jack Kirby. I think look, he's passed away. They gave him the Icon Award at D23. So they gave him the the Hall of Fame thing, but he gets far significantly less amount of love. But yeah,
And that's why the Stan Lee movie's being made, and not the Jack Kirby.
I haven't got this chance, but I am this week. I'll actually text Laddie and I'll get a quote on what he thinks about a Stan Lee movie.
Can't wait.
And I'll either publish that on the Facebook page or I'll report it on the show. So, all right,
You
it's
should get him to record an audio. Get him to record his thoughts, and we can pump it in.
yeah, it's no problem. I drive around the corner to his house, and he lives right by my mom. So
There you go.
I'll do my impression right now, tip to tail. Fuck that guy. I mean,
dude, can see it already. All right, it's finally official. Patty Jenkins has signed a lucrative contract to return as the director for Wonder Woman 2. She will be writing the sequel with Jeff Johns and Expendables writer Dave Callahan.
what an interesting choice for a writer. I mean,
I never would have guessed that she would get this director's job. I didn't even know that
I
was
know,
up
right?
for grabs.
Like left field.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Well, I think it came down to money, and she wants dick and nuts money, and she deserves she deserves
more.
dick and nuts money.
Yeah.
Yeah, she certainly.
How about vag money? Since
mean-
that's what got the DC ship on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, dude, look.
I don't know why it took this long. We knew she was going to be the director after the first movie was going to be after the first movie did so well in the first weekend. We knew she's going to be the director of the sequel. The sequel comes out, she's going to be the director. And how long ago was that movie?
4 months.
God, what
Like
what
that.
took them so long to make that right?
Who knows?
business.
That's fucking stupid.
Well, business. No, I agree with you, Scott. But I mean, that's the thing. She wanted dick and nuts money,
And they should have paid
and she
it.
got dick and nuts money, and good for her. She fucking
You know
deserves
what?
it.
She may not have got it if the movie had dropped off like Spider-Man in the second or third week, but it had legs, which never happens anymore.
It just left the theaters.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy? Domestically, it is the 5th highest grossing superhero movie of all time. It's only beaten by 4 movies, 2 Avengers movies and 2 Batman movies.
Right.
That's it. Other than that, it's outgrossed Man of Steel. It's outgrown Iron Man, fucking Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America,
B versus S.
All of
Batman
them.
versus Superman, fucking all of them. You think of a goddamn superhero movie, and with the exception of Nolan's last 2 Batman movies and the 2 Avengers movies, she's 5th in line.
Yeah, she stuck the landing so hard that
Yep.
that they could not gaslight
Deserves
her
it.
into taking
Good-
less money. Yeah.
Good for Patty Jenkins.
Good
In a
for
way,
Patty.
I almost want to see Jenkins. They named Jenkins the co-creative director with Jeff Johns. I wish they just put her in that chair.
Oh, did they or
No, I
oh.
wish they would.
They should.
Yeah, she fucking gets it. She understands. All right, Chris McKay is hard at work on his Nightwing movie and promises there will be lots of nods to Dick Grayson's past. He reiterates, lots of nods. That statement certainly opens the door for a Batman cameo.
He also said the stunt work he thinks will get an Oscar.
Yeah, because he
Which is
wants
a
it
great
to
way
be
to-
practical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the movie has very little element of CGI, what he's planning to do. He
They're
said a
actors
lot
Because
of
the
it's
circus.
practical effects.
Hey, so let me ask this question real fast because I didn't read into it. It's open to a Batman cameo. Which Batman? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's going to tie into the DCU. They've already announced that. Yep, no, it's going to tie in. They already announced that it's
All right.
going to happen. So it's part of the whole universe thing. But if
The
you know,
universe
Ben
that we're seeing, the Ben Affleck
Batman
universe?
versus Superman,
It's that
look,
universe.
We're going to call it the Dawn of Justice universe from
All right.
here on out. So there's
All right.
no confusion.
I think that they should go with Flashpoint. I think he should take a right turn, like being John Malkovich, into Leonardo DiCaprio's head, and that's what DC stands for. And DiCaprio shows up as Batman. Just starts showing up as literally every other character in every universe.
Hey, why not? It's just as
The
convoluted.
DiCaprio,
Just
yeah.
convoluted as what you're watching now. Sans Wonder Woman. So
Yes.
All right, Julianne Moore cited Gene Hackman's portrayal as Lex Luthor as her main influence for Poppy, the character she'll be playing in Kingsman 2.
I'm going to see that.
I
again.
love it. I
me
fucking
too.
love Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor.
Me too.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually read an article from one of these, like Den of Geek or something, that shit all over Lex Luthor's portrayal as by Gene Hackman.
Because he's a millennial kid that doesn't understand the
I
scope of
guess.
how Superman is. It's a
it
fucking
was
fantastic
genius.
movie. And it is probably one of the most accurate origin stories to superhero comic books. And for its time, yeah, the special effects don't hold up and all that stuff, but it was made in the dawn of that fucking
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
It is a awesome movie. It's great.
Right. I mean, he was a comic foil, yet he came off as both smart and also like scary mean. Like when he started, I mean, he nearly beats Superman, and you buy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's not out of character. You're like, oh shit, he's fucking got him on the ropes.
Told you not to look.
Yeah,
So fucking great.
I
man.
know.
Dude, he's awesome. Hackman's fantastic. I mean, yeah, he's an egomaniac. He's
Yeah.
a narcissistic egomaniac as Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
Yeah,
And I mean, he's fantastic.
yeah.
I mean, Superman 1, Superman 2, great shit, man. The other ones, not so much. But there you go. All right. Also, during a press interview for Kingsman 2, Matthew Vaughn revealed that he's talking with Warner about another comic book property. I am planning another Kingman. I've written the treatment and some of the scenes. I don't know what I'm going to do next, but I've had chats about Superman. I love Superman.
Dude, please, Matthew Vaughn, if you're listening to this.
Yeah, they're talking. Apparently, he and Warner Brothers are in talk about a sequel to Man of Steel, which is part of the Dawn of Justice universe.
Oh my God,
So-
that would be so great. I mean, Matthew Vaughn doing any superhero movie would have me amped,
That
but
just
Superman.
means they don't have an idea of what they're going to do for a Man of Steel.
Well, then let Matthew
Sequel.
Vaughn help
Well,
them get that idea.
Chris McKay did come out with the interview with Nightwing with all that stuff, and I saw it this morning. I just didn't add it into the news, but he said, you can say what you want about Warner Brothers as far as the directions that they've gone in and all that stuff, but he said, one thing I will tell you, they're a very director-driven franchise.
Mm-hmm.
He said, they've given me no bullshit. He said, they kind of gave me a guideline, and they let me go to do what I need to do.
I will say
And that might be the downfall, is because of fucking Zack Snyder.
maybe. That being said, they are the most successful failures I think I've ever seen. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like they at least didn't lose money on it. So if it's profitable and they still say there's room for improvement, then I support them in that search.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, as far as like what they're going to do, I mean, I don't even think they know what they're going to fucking do.
Matthew Vaughn buying
But,
the lens
I'm-
for Superman is exciting news.
Matt Reeves, Matthew Vaughn, Patty Jenkins, I'm on board.
Mhm.
I'm fine with whatever they do.
Amen.
I'm cool with them, but yeah, I mean,
We've yet to see what Matt Reeves can do. So, as far as in the DC universe, that's what I'm saying. We know what Patty Jenkins can do. She can put out a fucking great movie and make cash. These other movies, I'll see it when I believe. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
Well,
Okay.
dude, you like Dawn of Justice. So
I'm just saying. They keep saying we're gonna have this movie. We're gonna have this movie. We're gonna have this movie. We've yet to see a Batman script come out.
Yeah, because they're working on it.
Oh, they've been working on it for 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years. It seems like it's been 10 years.
All right, so Halloween will return to theaters in 2018, and they have officially announced that John Carpenter will come on as executive producer. Jamie Lee Curtis will also return as Laurie Strode.
In other words, John Carpenter is getting paid to nod and not shit on something. That's what that means.
And I don't give a fuck.
And it's also it's a direct sequel to the second one. So this eliminates
not the third one?
No. This eliminates all the other stuff.
Well, the third one really had nothing to do with Mike
1,
Myers. I mean, you can still keep that in the universe.
Is this the one that Danny McBride's involved with?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know that
he was supposed to be.
Yeah,
right?
he was supposed to be involved in it. I don't know if this is the one he's involved with or not. I don't know. So
his voice under the mask is funny to me, even though that's probably.
Oh, I mean, he just play Kenny fucking Powers, as far as I'm concerned, and I'll go see it if it's that.
He's directing that though, wasn't he supposed to be directing?
I think he was supposed to be writing it. It was him and somebody else that were writing it together.
All right.
So it was one of the what was the name of the movie where they're the apocalyptic movie they were all in? Craig Robinson and Kenny Powers and
I don't know.
This Is the End.
This is the end.
Yeah. I think the guy who wrote that and Danny McBride are supposed to write the Halloween thing together, and I don't know.
We'll
Apparently, everybody's been sucking their dick over. They really get it, but I don't know. Whatever. All right, so a couple of big actors have lost us. Frank Vincent, who played Phil Leotardo on The Sopranos, he's died at 75. He suffered a heart attack and passed away during open heart surgery, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. Vincent has done plenty of work on TV and has also done audio work for Adult Swim and Grand Theft Auto. He's played in several of Scorsese's films, the most popular as Billy Bats in Goodfellas. Rest in peace, Frank. Now go get your fucking shine box. So, yeah, dude, I watched Goodfellas like a week ago, and God, so fucking good.
Yep.
But, yeah, Frank Vincent, big loss. I mean, I also remember him Casino, beating out Joe Pesci's brother's head with a baseball bat at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Rough scene.
Rough fucking scene, but another great movie, too. Scorsese Mob, I'm all in, man.
Yep.
So, and another one, man, this is a huge loss, is Harry Dean Stanton. Also,
share with us the typo.
Also died peacefully at 91 years old. All right, so y'all, dude, okay, you look, read it for me. I'm sitting here busting my dick trying to get all the fucking news done in an hour. Bust my balls. Oh, fuck you. Bust my balls. Read it. Read it.
I thought that was on purpose. I laughed. Harry Dead Stanton is what you wrote.
All right, so Harry Dead Stanton, excuse my typo, which has fucking killed you all. I'm sitting here in my office with an hour left. I got fucking gigs and fucking shit to do. I tell you what, Ginger, news, all you next week, baby.
All right, can I give you my computer so you can put it up?
News,
put it on the website too?
Yeah, absolutely. Hand it to me. We'll do it. Fucking A, I'll do it. So we appreciate you guys listening. We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar. You can check us out at PPVGuys.com. You can also jump over at Twitter. You can check us out over there. Follow us. Also, give us the thumbs up over at YouTube. Listen to our videos. Leave a comment. Also, 5-star review over at iTunes. Subscribe there as well. We appreciate you listening. Thank you. End scene.